Bantamweight fight here. I think this one should be pretty dang good. Payton Talbott sitting at minus 140 against Reyes Cortez sitting at minus 100 or even money there. 7-2 for Cortez, 5-0 for Payton Talbott, 5'10" for Talbott, 5'7" for Cortez. I believe there's no age for Payton Talbott on Tapology, and if you watch the fights, they don't say his age either. Like it's, they do the tail of the tape right before the fight. They don't say his age either. But if you go on his Instagram, it looks like he was in high school like 3-4 years ago. So he's a pretty young dude. Guess you could maybe make that out by the way he looks. But Cortez, 31 years of age. He's been on the Contender Series before. He had a fight with, was it Christian Rodriguez? He lost that one. Who Rodriguez is not a bad fighter whatsoever. That was back in 2021. Goes out, gets a win on Cage Warriors in San Diego. And that was against James Settle, who I don't think is that great, but he does have a similar build to Payton Talbott, 5'11" for James Settle. Cortez kind of beat the brakes off him there, and then gets another win in 2023 in Fury FC 76 against Elijah Smith, a round 3 TKO. Kind of a different game plan. If you watch the Christian Rodriguez and then you watch his last two fights, Rodriguez was like, he was super heavy with the wrestling. Cortez was going for takedowns left and right. And then in the last two fights, he was a lot of a stand-up. He looked a lot sharper on the feet. Payton Talbott has got some pretty damn good striking. He's long. The way he moves is, I don't want to say unorthodox, but it's just kind of unpredictable, but it also looks pretty smooth. He's all of his 5 of his wins are by knockout, and all 5 of his wins have looked really dang good. And he's coming in here against Cortez, who is Tracy Cortez's brother, I believe, and also trains at Fight Ready in with the camp with Henry Cejudo. I believe Cejudo's been helping him get ready for this one. Talbott trains in California. What are you thinking in this one?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Tracy Cortez's brother. We're going to get a lot of siblings this season. You got Cortez's brother. You got Shavkat's sister.
Yeah.
A lot in this season of Contender Series. You got a lot of siblings. But as far as Talbott goes, the narrative online is this dude looks like Sean O'Malley. He fights like Sean O'Malley. He's got the flashy striking, long, rangy, has power. Obviously, 5-0, 5 knockouts. He's fun to watch. And this show is made for guys like Talbott, who are, okay, you got 5 wins, 0 losses, all 5 by knockout. Everybody's going to be talking about that as you're walking to the octagon on TV. Everybody's going to be watching for that. And if you go out there and you do that, that's like a catapult into, some hype heading into the UFC. That's exactly how Sean O'Malley's star was born. Cuts a good promo after the fight. So this show is made for dudes like Talbott. And this is the type of guy that the UFC is going to want for sure. Cortez already fought at the Contender Series. He knows what to expect. In his last fight on the Contender Series at this level against Rodriguez, I think the big takeaway is that his striking needed some work. Like, he's got good wrestling. That's how he wins some fights. But after, he lost on the Contender Series, he comes in, he gets a knockout after that. Has shown his striking has improved. So if it hasn't improved enough to hang with Talbott, like, he'll give himself a shot. But if he's smart, I think he goes out there and he's just got to wrestle. And for him, the path to victory is probably a decision. Just kind of grind out a decision and try not to get caught by Talbott. But if Talbott's really all that his record shows and his highlight film shows, then it's going to be a tough out for Cortez in this one, in my opinion. So I'm going to pick Talbott to win. Like I said, this is just like destiny, man. This is the type of fighter that Dana White's Contender Series produced. So I got to go with him.
Yeah, I think it's a tough fight for Cortez. Like, I want to, back the big camp with a Cejudo behind him type guy in Cortez, but Talbott just looks too good not to take. And the only thing that worries me is he has great striking, but he's willing to take one to give one. He could get caught by Cortez, but ultimately I got to go with Talbott. And I mean, I think he's a little bit more explosive, a little bit more skilled as far as on the feet goes. If Cortez can get the wrestling going, Talbott can get taken down, but he did do wrestling in high school. He was that's what they were saying on the broadcast. It'd be like, this guy actually has a pretty good wrestling game, but more so uses it defensively. So I'm going to go with Talbott.